Hello, and welcome back to Playday number 2 for the SSAL. This is the Advanced League. Is it better now? Cool. I was standing up, so it was like echoing around my room. But now I'm sat down again, so. We're just waiting on the map ban phase now to see where we will see this showdown between SSAL and Team Safe Space. SSAL falling a little bit short in their last game on Playday number 1, losing to Mindset Gaming, who looked very strong. So there's going to be a lot of positives you can take from that from SSAL, but we have to see how they rebound into today's game. Team Safe Space, on the other hand, looked very strong in their matchup, winning 8-3 over Valhalla. So it'll be interesting to see how the two sides compare on today's game. But we'll have to wait to see the map that we are given. There should be a little bit of time now before the teams have fully confirmed the arena on which we will be playing today. Good try. Alright. While we're waiting for the players to set up, how is everyone enjoying the new game mode? Transform into your own drones and cameras. I'm sure everyone must be loving that. It's good fun. You can teleport behind people with shotguns. Something I've always wished I could do in Rainbow Six. I'm sure there are others of you who have wanted to do the same for a long time, finally being enabled to do so. Alrighty. Just finish sorting this. Bam. Oh shit. Professional levels of setup are present. Okay. What's my
be changing your mind, but it's a camouflage sabotage. Nearly every time, all of your reasons and all of your lies are just a phantom lamb echoing. What you trying to find? Why can't you just listen? Shut up for a minute. We can make it right. Save it for another night. We're dancing in the kitchen. All the words to prison. You turn out the light. You turn out the light. All the words to prison. You turn out the light.
On most nights, I'm just wearing my pajamas, staying up too late, 'cause I'm watching Futurama, thinking where's my trauma, My life's no melodrama, leave it off the screen, 'cause it's got no genre. Sometimes I call my mama, ring, yeah, she's always my armor. I want to fly away, far from my mistakes. My baggage has too much weight, ay, ay. So my bed is where I stay. Tell the clouds that I say hey. Yeah, I know it's a phase, but it's harder to realize that I'll never be a quarter of the man I could have been when I got older. And all the things I could have done if I was smarter. Think of my departure. Fuck, look at the hour. I have worked in an hour. It's been 2 days since I've showered. I want to fly away, far from my mistakes. My baggage has too much weight, ay, ay. So my bed is where I stay. I want to fly away, far from my mistakes. My baggage has too much weight, ay, ay. So my bed is where I stay. Tell the clouds that I say hey.
My thing just didn't update. So that's interesting. But yeah. So it will be Oregon for the first game of the day between TSP, the team Safe Space, and SAD. With TSP opting to start on the attack. So, like, SAD did not want to go back to Cafe, a map which Safe Space also played yesterday and looked very strong. Yesterday, on Monday, sorry, and looked very strong on. So, this will be the first time we see either of these teams go to Oregon this season, as both were on Cafe last game. I do not believe Safe Space played Oregon in the last SST2. I also believe Oregon was not currently in the map pool during SAD's reign of dominance, and therefore they wouldn't have played it either.
Oh my god.
Did they? Okay, so they did play it. So Oregon was in during there. Okay. So SAD, a team that coming in is quite a strong Oregon team in that case. It'd be interesting to see what TSP have ready for them. This does, however, mean there are 2 VODs available to be used. Whether Safe Space were aware of this and have made full advantage of this advantage, we will have to wait and see. But the players are getting set up into their lobby, and we will try and get into the action as soon as we can.
How could I trust you when you hurt me so bad? You hurt me so bad. You hurt me so bad. Why would I love you when you hurt me so bad? You hurt me so bad. You hurt me so bad. How could I trust you when you hurt me so bad? You hurt me so bad. You hurt me so bad. Why would I love you when you hurt me so bad? You hurt me so bad. You hurt me so bad.
Please don't bang glass, by the way. Sorry.
Okie dokie, we have first team in the lobby, and now we're just waiting on SAD to pull the rest of their players in. We shouldn't be holding back the game too much longer. Should be getting underway within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So until then, we'll just have to speculate on what we could see from these two teams. If SAD have played this map before and doubled twice 7-0ing the other team, it's definitely likely that they are very prepared with their defensive setups, but also have a strong attacking plan. It should be noted that SAD will be on the defense first, and defense is obviously a favored side in Rainbow Six Siege. But Safe Space have chosen to attack, and so they should have something up their sleeve ready to make the most of it. I highly doubt that they would leave themselves in the dark on this one without good reason. In terms of significant operators, I think Wamai and Jaeger could both be seen in combination with each other. Strong combination of the two, especially in the areas on the bottom floor, such as bunker, or trying to slow down the top floor push through the attic. It would also be interesting to see whether teams on this top floor choose to go for the attic or master bedroom take. A lot of teams starting to prioritize taking the attic as it gives a little bit more of an opening in towards the rest of the top floor. But you never quite know what people like to go with. Alright, I'm going to very quickly update you on some of the players to keep an eye on as this series, or as this game comes along. Some fantastic individual performances came out from SAD in the form of Carney and Raza. They had a lovely clutch play and they played really well off of each other. Raza, very proficient on the Zofia, as well as Grisbear, if he is in today's match, had a lovely Monty 3 versus 1 clutch, but it looks like he was not available for today's game and will be replaced with Captain, the substitute coming in. So we may not see as many Monty phenomenons, but there are still definitely Raza and Carney had some fantastic plays, and Josh and Nato had some very lovely roam kills and some lovely swings from the defense. On attack, on the team of Safe Space, Arsvor on that IQ was phenomenal at just taking out players. Laser making very good use of that Nomad, really holding down the angles and being able to peek in and use that ARX very aggressively. And finally, Alpha Cupcake, another phenomenal entry on the Zofia. Had some lovely gunfights, which he really had no right winning, which he was able to turn in his team's favor to secure some lovely rounds. So we'll be seeing if any of these players, as well as any other player on the server, I'd like to just quickly remind everyone that all these players have shown fantastic talent so far and have every reason to be here. It'd be interesting to see who is the carry and pop-off performer today. But as we enter the ban phase, it'd be SAD starting off by removing the Capitao from play. A very powerful operator, his asphyxiation bolts passing the Jaeger ADSs and not being removed by the Wise, but being shifted. His smokes and firebolts are invaluable. He also has the 2 stuns for removing the ADSs, and it's going to be Safe Space banning the Thatcher. They're starting on the attack, but choosing to remove that operator, believing that they have a way around anything that they would need him for. It's going to be the Echo removed now by Safe Space, really not wanting to deal with those invisible yokai drones. Such powerful gathering intel tools, and they will be off the table, and we're just awaiting the last ban before we can safely say who we will be missing from this matchup on Oregon, first of the 2 today, and it is going to be that Wamai. So they're going to try and slow down the use of the double denial double projectile denial. So it's going to be a lot of Jaeger scene, is my prediction. Okay, so we're seeing a first round laundry room coming out for SAD, and they're hovering the Kavira. There's also a Monty in play, a very strong operator, being able to push forwards, especially for taking control of that bunker area. The smoke is probably going to be positioned on that L corner to try and slow down a push, and the Monty is very good at being able to push in against angles. But they're going to swap him out for the Maverick, trying to bait out something there, and the Cav is going to be swapped away to the Bandit. Which will give, if they can't quite drone it out, then they're going to have to make sure that they are aware. But you never know.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
I think it's interesting that Mira has been left in play and is coming out very early. And here we can see the ADS is being set up by Drapes inside of the L corner. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they position that deployable
10
shield,
seconds
which
remaining.
I'm sure the smoke will have in his pocket still.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers are moving
Barricading
out
off
to
the
locate
doors
a
from the
bomb
main
and defuse
stairs,
it.
just so that they don't have to worry about anyone rushing in too fast. A quick approach from the attacking side of safe space to try and get control of this bunker early on. Oswald returning to his vertical grip on the G8, choosing it over the angled grip as we saw in his cafe match yesterday, but he still pulls off phenomenal feats with it, so who am I to question it? Raza not actually holding with the deployable shield, instead choosing to have the bulletproof cam to give him the sightlines for when they approach, and holding it close with the shotgun and the ADS. It's an interesting change. Looks like the smoke instead had the barbed wire to deploy. Each to their own, I guess, but that's going to be the bulletproof cam removed very early on, but as is Arsvor, the team kill coming out from the Zofia, and then it's going to be a nice push from the Jaeger before it's quickly refragged by the Maverick to put them in a 3 versus 4.
Attackers have
A
located
nice push in from the Ash is going to find a kill onto Captain, and that's going to be the dock down on the pillar, giving a nice little bit of back control to the attackers, enabling them to set up their plays. The Maverick going to help the Habana get the wall open. So the Bandit looking for a roam from above. The hole in the wall still open as the defenders didn't have an opportunity to get that reinforced. So they're going to have to be careful of a push from the side. But it does not look like that's going to be utilized. Alpha Cupcake just watching their back, expecting a flank from this Bandit that's missing, but now he's going to try to push his way up the corridor to find the smoke, and he will find the smoke. No, sorry, the mirror even of Carney, and it's going to be the smoke, the Bandit, the rotate that they weren't quite ready for, finding them from the hatch above electrical, and that's going to be reduced to a 2 versus 2. And the Bandit is coming back towards the blue stairs. Does the Habana know? It's Neo now, pushing up aggressively and being caught out from behind. Lovely double kill from Joshinator. All down to Laser. Raza and Joshinator both on very high HPs, both full. Be careful of a couple different angles that he could be caught out from, checking through the holes that he's made earlier with his blowtorch, but wasn't quite able to get open as the explosive utility was removed from play. He's going to push very aggressively up to the corridor, and he's looking towards the cubby. Not quite aware where the players are, and just misses the smoke. He's standing right at the back of the laundry and is able to get a nice shot on him with that SMG-11, and it's going to be round number 1 going in favor of SAD. The big mistake there was Sexy Inc. taking out Arsvor very early on with that team kill. It's unfortunate and it happens, but it definitely did hurt them a lot going into the round. The Jaeger was then able to push up and get a free kill onto the unaware Zofia, who was a little bit lost in the clouds, but Laser was able to get the refrag. It just still left them at that 3 versus 4 man at disadvantage, and with that hatch opened by the attackers as a potential rotate for the bandit down back into the site, it just left them open to that angle, and they weren't quite ready, and the Ash got caught out of play. We're seeing quite the change coming out now from the attacking team. Still seeing a couple of similar operators coming out. The Kavira being hovered again for this kid's dorm site. Quite possibly swapped onto a mirror, but no, it's going to be the Valkyrie. Smoke and Mute, very useful operators in the site, as well as a lot of close corners and doorways, which makes those pump shotguns that they have at their disposal very powerful at securing kills. It's very useful for making rotates in the site. But Valkyrie going to give them a lot of intel on the attacking approach, and it's going to be 6 picked onto, so they're not going to have the chance to bring that IQ to try and
Attackers
spot out
need to
those
locate
difficult
and
cameras.
defuse bombs.
It does look like safe space. They're going to try and set themselves up for a quick attic push. Try and open that up and grant themselves that, I don't know the call up, but that area on the floor at the end of attic, lower attic, which they'll be able to use for a nice bit of sight line that can look both into the B-bomb site and across towards
10
games
seconds
where
to
that
go.
default plant spot is. The Thermite and Maverick obviously going to be very good at
5
getting that
seconds to
open.
insertion.
Whether they choose to trick it or just use the Maverick as a Thatcher light to try and remove
Attackers
any
must
bandit
locate
batteries or
and
mute
defuse
jammers.
the bomb.
In this case, the mute jammers. There's going to be a quick approach from construction once again. So we see 3 of the 5 going straight towards this big tower, trying to get in very quickly. Neo on the drone, spotting, but it's going to be a quick kill for Drapes, taking out the Zofia, the sledge, sorry, from play very early on through the main door. And that's going to be unfortunate. Losing a player this early on into a round is going to be a large setback, and also could be a little bit damaging mentally. And it's going to be another wonderful kill from the Valkyrie of Joshinator, taking out Neo. That's the Zofia being removed from play in the big tower. It's now going to leave Laser Clear a little bit more vulnerable in his back, and also going to have to lose the support of the Zofia, who was supposed to be helping him get that wall open once he removes the reinforcement from it. As Zofia can use her explosive charges to remove that soft wall that is left after. Looks like the Thermite's worked his way into the little the walk-in master bedroom. He's trying to set himself up to open the wall. The reinforcement has now been removed, but that nade toss from Laser wasn't quite timed right and doesn't actually open up the wall. He's going to run right across and just try and come in through this armory window. Gonna have to make sure they're safe. There is no one currently contesting it, but they are not fully aware of that. The Jaeger has a lovely line of sight with that deployable shield, which will give him a lot of control over that side of the map. The Valkyrie very close to some quick action if they're not aware, but the spray through the wall is going to deal a little bit of damage. That 3-place Nitro not going to connect with its target. Lovely shot from Alpha Cupcake, taking out Drapes. That is the Jaeger out of play, and it's now down to a 3 versus 4. The defenders still with the man advantage, as Laser is also on very low HP. A breath of fresh air. Oh, and that's going to be a quick kill from the MP5K of Carney, taking out that Maverick, who we'd already just stated was already on very low HP. And it's going to be the smoke canister now coming out on the main breach. And with a couple quick trades back and forth, it's going to leave Sexy Inc. the Thermite in a 1 versus 3, with the smoke of Raza pushing up very aggressively, and a lovely shot from the shotgun to finish him off. And that's going to be round number 2, going in favor of the defensive side of SAD. The opening kill there from from Drapes onto the sledge of Arsvor. It's gonna leave a tremendous impact in the round, losing your first member that early on with no potential refrag available, and then losing Neo to the gunfight to the Valkyrie, who came up through the flank all the way through Freezer in the basement. Puts you at a massive disadvantage in a 3v5. You really shouldn't be winning it against a coordinated team. The defense played their lives really well. The Jaeger coming in to support the Valkyrie, who fell off a little bit, an inconvenient timing, which left the Jaeger a little bit vulnerable when he was caught out by Alpha Cupcake. But they then played their lives really well to get consistent refrags to secure the round out. And it's now interesting to see the Alibi, the Kavira once again being hovered but swapped off of. Maybe eventually we'll see them stick onto it. But it means that the Alibi will be in play. Very interesting operator. See how they can make the most use out of those projectors.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Bailiff being used to open up some rotates. Imagine we're seeing the deployable shield coming out from the Alibi. But you never know.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
It's interesting they choose to go to the dining room, as there's a little bit of contention at the moment whether dining or meeting is the stronger site to add to the kitchen. But I think the dining gives you a little bit less space for the attackers to push into, as well as giving you access to this shower block, which you can use the mirrors they're doing here to really hold an extended hold across there, and you can use that space fairly safely without being damaged. But it's interesting they choose to keep that soft, as the Zofia and Ash should be able to remove that mirror window rather quickly. The Alibi hologram set up behind the mirror window, so if anyone chooses to spray through that wall just to try and catch out anyone, they will get their position revealed by the clone. It will be the Alibi playing in the back of the shower block. Drone space. Drape's taking a couple early gunfights, not landing any of his shots, but taking out a couple drones to make it a little bit harder to remove him from play. He's going to fall back into the meeting room and just trying to bunker down and make himself a little bit more of a nuisance. Quick top floor control has been gained for the attacking safe space. It's going to be now the angle onto the top of White Stairs, just being held by the Ash, making sure that they're not getting pushed. But it's the Jaeger coming up from towards Trophy and up the armory stairs. They may not be quite aware of his presence. So I'm walking right past and a couple shots onto the sexy ink. That is the Thermite taking about 50 points of damage. He's still going to be alive and be able to do his job. And that's what's important. Yeah, you're falling back into the walk-in, back in Master Bedroom, but the attackers are now aware of his presence. They're going to be droning out this top floor to clear him out. Looks like they haven't checked the Master Bedroom, and Sledge is just walking... Sorry, the Zofia is walking straight past, completely unaware of his presence in this Master Bedroom. They think he's fallen back to sight, and this could leave them very vulnerable to a late rotate from Drapes. This Jaeger doing massive damage with his 416C carbine. And he's going to start his approach. But the attackers have already started their approach into the meeting, and they're trying to open that back wall into the dining next to the Maestro. Maestro falling back into that control room.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
But the Jaeger now free reign on the top floor as Ash and Maestro trade kills back and forth. There's the Thermite down in exchange for that Maestro. It means the cameras are going to be unable to rotate, as well as zap people, so they better be in a good position to see what you need to see. But that's the Jaeger that we were talking about, coming up behind Neo and catching him out, and that's going to be devastating. 25 seconds left on the clock now in a 4 versus 3. The attackers with little time on the clock have to make something happen here. It's going to be Laser rotating around, but it's going to be him, it's going to be his teammate getting lasered by that Vector, leaving Laser in the 1 versus for a 3, and he can be taken out very quickly by Drapes. The Jaeger coming back into sight to secure the last kill of the round. And that's going to be 3-0 for Sad. The basement now is going to be back open, and that is where we'll see them going. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can run with the same lineup before. The Smoke, the Jaeger, the Bandit, the Mirror. It looks like they're going to change up who's playing what, but still going to be Josh Nater hovering that Kavira. Captain back on that dock, and it's going to be Raza on the smoke, which means we could see Josh Nater swapping, back again from the Kavira onto the mirror this time, or we could see someone else swap around, or keep the Kavira to try and catch some interrogations. It's going to be the dock swapping onto that mirror, so we are going to see the Kavira come out from SAD.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I imagine we'll see a very similar setup this time around. SAD looking a lot stronger this time around than they were the other day. Looking on full form and should hopefully be able to carry their current performance through the rest of the rounds.
10 seconds left.
Some lovely early kills always seem to be going in their favor, and that's really enabling them to carry out these defensive victories.
Attackers are moving.
It'll be interesting to see what they can do with the Kavira in play. I'm not sure if the attackers are aware that it was swapped on. It was not swapped off of. So it'll be interesting to see if they can capitalize on catching this Kavira on the roam, or whether it be them that gets punished by this exotic operator pick. Drape's working his way very high into tower, knowing that the attackers are going to try and push it quite early on. Let's see if he can catch anyone out of position. But it's going to be another early kill for Raza, finding Arzvor. But the Maverick working his way right up into the L corner, going to catch that refrag very quickly. Neo going to be falling down now, and it's going to be the Bandit taking out, the Jaeger, finding the double kill onto Neo and Laser inside of the bunker. So it's going to be another man advantage in the 4 versus 2 for SAD. It was a lovely opening pick to get the refrag, onto Raza, but then they just lost 2 quick gunfights to that Jaeger. Drape's really dragging his team through the round. Josh Nater waiting close on the corner. Is going to be spotted out by a drone. And just wait patiently. Nerf gun in hand. She's going to wait for the thermite. Retreats back from the flashbang as Thermite's going to make his advance. He has to be careful as the Illusion pistol is very strong at the close ranges, but not as strong as a headshot. And it's actually going to be 2 quick kills coming out from each member of Safe Space, finding both Josh Nater and Drapes. And they're going to be able to position themselves up. 1 minute 15 on the clock, which is plenty of time to secure the round. The diffuser is not in their hands, it's been dropped in the L bunker. They're going to have to figure out a way to pick that back up. It is in the sights of Captain, who can hold it with that vector at the close ranges. As the Ash is now going to enter into the bunker, we may see the tussle come out for the diffuser. The barbed wire giving away the push, slowing the movement.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Ash now going to back up. Bandit and Miro choosing to play this a little bit safer. Don't want to give away any free kills. Want to force the attackers into making a play. And that's the diffuser going to go down. Will we see the Miro toss out her nitro? It's going to be a lovely swing from Carney, taking out that thermite. And the Ash, very vulnerable here in this position, is going to get peaked by 2. And that is going to be round number 4 secured from SAD. The 4 versus 2 coming down to a 2v2. But the 2 remaining defenders played it well, played it to the time, and played to their objective, which is to deny the plant. Lovely swing from Carney, and it does that. If that goes differently, then I think the round could very easily crumble for SAD. But Carney does not miss those. 6 kills for Drapes in 4 rounds. Fantastic work from him. Josh Nater hovering this Legion once. Oh no, he's not hovering the Cav. He is instead hovering the Legion. It looks like we're going to be going back to the Dorms sites. The Maverick change coming out, and it's going to be the Valkyrie being brought again. They brought the Valkyrie last time on this site, but a knock. Interesting adaptation. Still has those frag grenades in hand, should you need them, but is going to actually be able to sneak past those Valkyrie cameras that will be deployed. Should they be without any detection if you're crouched, I believe. It's only when you're standing or sprinting that you get the.
It's only when sprinting.
Only when sprinting. Interesting.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Feed active. Stop worrying about grenades.
The FMG is a formidable weapon, and while Smoke does not choose to use it, it is the only fully automatic weapon that Nock has available to her, but it's still very manageable with good amount of recoil and high fire rate, so you aren't too sad to have to use it. Kind of sad not to be seeing the 612, as that is a lovely shotgun. Going to both the Legion and Ying, and now Nock, but
5 seconds remaining.
can't always get what you want. The left-hand balling kids being opened up. Interesting. Still a lot of discussion whether you should reinforce the left or the right and which one you should open, but each team will do what they believe to be the best. I think there's less sightlines granted deep into the site if you choose to open up the left one, as well as giving that long sightline onto the back of the bunks if they choose to vault in. So there's certainly an advantage to having that one there. Not seeing quite as much focus being put on the big tower this time, with just the Ash of Alpha Cupcake going solo. Looks like they're going to be trying to focus this master bedroom wall, but the Mirror playing very aggressively at the top of Armory Stairs. The grenade catching the mute jammer, I do believe. Yep, it looks like it caught the mute jammer. You can't see the hole in the floor, but the
Mute isn't in
explosion.
play. Smoke.
Oh shit! I thought that was mute. Well, never mind then. There's going to be a quick bit of damage done onto Carney and Raza. It's actually going to be Josh and Nate are downed. Doc will be able to heal themselves up a little bit, but losing that member is going to hurt. The wall in master bedroom will be pried open now. It's a lovely shot from the sledge, taking out 2 members so far this round. And it's going to be the Jaeger and the Mirror in the 2 versus 5. As Mirror goes down to Alpha Cupcake, the Ash pushing very aggressively. Jaeger, the 1 versus 5. Drapes. Can he pull off the ace clutch? He finds the first, and he turns to the second, but will get quickly removed from play by Alpha Cupcake, who's on a roll. And that's going to be the first round going in favor of Team Safe Space. Choosing to return to the site that they just lost. When you lose a site in such a sweep, it's often not because of the setup, but because of how you played it out. And so I think they'll be very comfortable returning there and changing things up and trying to put that round back on their board. They did win it the first time they were there, so I don't see why they shouldn't be able to replicate that success. Even if it did come from an early kill from Drapes onto the sledge of Arsvor last time. Not we're seeing the mute come back again, which I thought was there last time, but it was a Smoke, a very different operator. And it's been the Montaigne being swapped onto, so it was teased in the first round of the game, and is now being brought back to play. Nothing too different from the first time that they were at this site, and hopefully they'll be able to replicate that success. It's an interesting adaptation from the attackers,
Attackers need to locate
feeling
and
that
defuse
Montaigne
as
is
many
really going to
bombs
help
as
them
they
get that
can.
information on them as they push forward and help them to clear out some of these roamers. Drapes and Josh Nature are doing a fantastic job on the roam at stalling down the attackers and finding those picks, so the Montaigne could be exactly what they need to stay alive.
Ten seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds to go. Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Jammer deployed.
Oh, lovely shot from Drapes as the attackers just tried to barrel, just rush straight into Garage, and they got caught out very early on by this Jaeger, and that's going to be Alpha Cupcake down early on. Shame to lose a player just pushing in too aggressively. It's going to be the Jaeger falling, it's the Valkyrie in Classroom, who might be able to catch someone else unaware, but I'm sure they're going to be a little bit more vigilant on their droning game now. Sledge is approaching that Classroom window and may have some information on a pre-fire. The Jaeger's going to be droned out of the big staircase. It's going to be the window into Classroom opened up by the attacking team. The frag grenade coming out going to force the Valkyrie out of position, but still holding an aggressive angle onto the window. Sledge showing, but the hits are not landing. He will not be punished for that. Drake's now back in a position to give some assistance to Josh Nature should he need it.
Time to move forward.
C4 set.
The pre-placed Nitro coming out. Well, the Nitro being placed, but it's going to be exploded early, and there's going to be no one there to catch it. It's a little bit of a waste from the defenders.
Stay behind us.
With the armory supposedly clear, it's going to be the Montaigne pushing a little bit aggressively into the trophy, as the Sledge is now going to rotate to come and give some support. The Thermite now opening up the attic wall, going to start to make a rotation around, but choosing to go towards the armory window. Doesn't quite want to take anyone. Doesn't want to take on anyone who should be contesting the bottom of the attic. But it's going to be the Smoke using his first canister to try and remove this Montaigne from the doorway. The second one now coming out as a very quick kill comes in for Josh Nato. He's going to get very quickly refragged out by Osvor from above. So that's a lovely shot through the floor, catching out that pesky little Valkyrie. Couple shots coming onto the dock, but it will be the dock of Cat Pen winning out that gunfight and removing Neo from play. As the Jaeger comes up from behind, unaware to the attackers, and is able to get a quick double kill onto the Montaigne and the Sledge. Closing out round number 6 in favor of SAD on their defense. And they will have the option to go to the basement should they choose to for round number 7. Or they could choose to return to the dining, but no, it will be the basement. They have not lost here of either of the two defenses so far, so they should be feeling confident for the round.
They could have went laundry again, but they decided to go dining.
Yeah, and they were hovering going to the basement earlier, but they did swap it out.
Quite interesting.
Maybe they expected that they thought that Safe Space would expect the basement and would have something in plan for it. So changing things up is interesting. It did work out fairly well for them last time, but I think that was partly due to Drapes on the Jaeger being able to hide away in that master bedroom undetected, as the drone work from Safe Space was not on point.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
There's no alibi this time, which is an interesting adaptation. But the mirror is still in play, and so could be used very similarly inside of
Bomb located by attackers.
the showers. It's going to be the wall slide to be reinforced, though, so maybe they decided not to leave it soft on that window, just because it can be removed from play pretty quickly, but it's going to be fully reinforced, implying a little bit more of a bunker into the showers, trying to keep themselves a little bit safer. As you can see, Josh Nater dropping the ADS onto
10
the
seconds
lockers in the
left.
middle of the room.
5 seconds remaining. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
All 5 attackers choosing to spawn in at the junkyard. The redone map has given this spawn point a little bit more safety, but also removed that lovely angle you used to be able to get onto the big window to get a couple of free kills every now and again. I think it's a good change, though. They're going to start to put a little bit of pressure on this top floor early on, trying to get the new extended section of the small tower. Should offer them a little bit of an advantage in towards the main site. It's going to be Monty very quickly pushing into tower, coming from the upstairs. There's already control of the small tower granted. That new door is something they have to be aware of, but it's going to be Laser trying to set up some holes from above, trying to shoot through the floor, not quite hitting anyone. But certainly going to scare that mirror back a little bit as Monty pushes right up to the door and right into the dining site. With Thermite setting up his first charge towards the main wall. Mirror window opened by Alpha Cupcake, and the Nitro is going to miss, not dealing any damage onto the Ash in return. It does not mean that they'll have a long angle, which the defenders will be able to use through that new opening, but I'm sure the attackers with their ACOGs will be able to make more advantage of it. Aware of the pulse by the white stairs, not going to quite catch him, but he's going to be dropped down to very little HP and is going to have to be very careful for the rest of the round. The wall now being opened into the main site, and there's no one quite there to stop it.
Bomb diffuser has been dropped.
But the smoke and mirror set up on that window. The smoke's now coming in deep, but it's going to enable Carney to come through that rotation as the first smoke canister is going to force the attackers back. Montaigne already on very low HP, and they're going to find themselves very quickly in a 2 versus 5 as Josh Nater with the triple kill. And going to... The Montaigne down on very low HP, and the Thermite down as well. So, Josh Nater is going to be looking for his ace, but he's going to be shut down by some lovely pistol work from Arsvor on the Montaigne. The effective 1v4, as I do not believe you're going to be able to pick up. And there we go. There's the pulse of Drapes finding the downed Thermite and removing him from play. The 1v4 now for Arsvor. Going to need some miracles. He's going to get the first kill, but they'll not be able to secure it anymore. As we Raza shutting him down with the shotgun very quickly. So a 6-1 in favor of SAD. Fantastic defensive half from SAD, and they looked a lot more prepared than Safe Space did. But now that the sides are going to be swapping over, it'll be interesting to see if things will change. Kids' dorms coming out first for Safe Space, having preference for the top floor site over the basement. With the slightly adapted format, with the extra round on each half, I personally think it's best to go for your favored site first, as if you win it, you're able to go there 3 times. And so if the teams have a similar idea and thought process, then they will probably be doing the same. The Twitch coming out from Raza is a lovely adaptation into the mirror, but the mute's going to have to be careful, as there are some nice spots you can hide mute jammers on the top floor, which won't grant the Twitch drones a line of sight to them, such as on the attic. There's a little drop, you can put the mute jammer underneath it, and the Twitch drone has no chance of getting that jammer and is stuck. There are certain areas which have similar positions you can set up a jammer. To be interesting to see if they're able to deny this Twitch drone. However, the sick pick onto it could leave them unaware to its existence. Also, the Dokkaebi, a lesser seen but very powerful operator in the hands of Captain. It's going to be interesting to see how they can take advantage of that as well. Should help them clear out roamers very successfully, as the phone calls are going to make it a bit of a nuisance to try and hold any defensive angles.
Seconds to go.
Line of fire. Jammer activated.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Now you won't. Deploying jammer! ADS up and running. Initiating jammer! Deployed and ready to go!
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Bomb located by attackers. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
So we're seeing nice extension, Neo pushing quite aggressively towards the armory. The hatch is not open, but if they haven't dragged him out, then it could lead to a nice quick kill. Raza opening very early on towards that master bedroom door. The EGF2 in hand. They have left the R16, but they will be forever in our hearts as the team
Attackers have located
that
a
was
bomb.
so great, yet never came to win the finals. First, we had a lot of damage done early onto Carney as Neo is then shut down very quickly by the F2 in the hands of Raza. Lovely kill, and the wall into master bedroom being opened on very early in, only 1 minute 15 down in the round. The second smoke canister now coming out, leaving only one in the hand of Sexy Inc. Arzo now playing very up close with that mute shotgun, as I was referring to earlier, the very first round. Yeah, quick kill from Drakes with the FF2 Commando in hand. It's now down to the 2 versus 5 as Drakes finds his second kill for the round. And that's going to be a lovely shot from the Thermite and a very quick sweep from Sad, taking the first attacking round. Raza with a double, as well as Drapes with a double. That was interesting. I don't think the defense ever really got themselves comfortable in the building. And Sad are just on fire today. They look like the unstoppable force that everyone expected them to be coming into this, and they're not slowing down. And if they win, this will be the most one-sided game we've seen yet so far. We've had 2 8-3s and an 8-2. But an 8-1 is unheard of. The Jackal and Ying, 2 more interesting and more unique operators coming out. I'm loving to see some of these interesting picks on the side of Sad. And it was them that removed the Wamai, so I can understand why they're starting to bring a little bit more of this utility. But it's actually going to be the Twitch coming back again. The Ying still in play, though. I think Twitch is a very underrated operator in the current meta. With a lot of utility on the board, being able to use these Twitch drones on repeat now that they have the 3 reoccurring charges, much like a Yokai drone does, but except it has 3, not 2. I think this is a fantastic operator at the moment. Just use how much utility you can remove. You can open the mirror windows, but here you can destroy the Maestro cameras with 2 charges. You can take out the mute jammers. You can take out the mirror windows, and you can also remove from play the ADSs. If you're able to get a Maestro cam and 2 ADSs with your Twitch drone before it gets taken out, that's a lovely trade, and I think you'll take that. Removing as much utility is very important, and if you can get as much out of these drones, which saves your flashbangs and your explosives for other targets, I think you have to go for it.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
ADS up. Calibrating air compression. Jammer initiated. ADS activated.
The mirror window, interesting placement from Safe Space, using it to watch this bunker while not actually playing inside of it. Starting to open up a hole so that they can get that nice line of
Attackers
sight,
have
and they're not
recovered
gonna,
their
their shots
diffuser.
aren't going to be reduced in damage. But it's going to be the Jaeger of Alpha Cupcake playing very aggressively on the tier 2 tower. Oh, sorry, the Vigil, who's fallen back through the meeting hatch and is running right back into towards the main lobby kitchen area. So it's going to leave them very unaware as that drone has been removed from play, and it does not look like IQ has a second one to drop down. A lot of early damage being dealt onto Cap, and that's the Ying, injured but not injured, sorry, but close to being injured, but still ultimately in
Attackers
play.
have located a bomb.
IQ pushing down towards the pillar very quickly on and finding a kill. Still uncertain of anyone that could be in the tower, but it's actually going to be the Vigil in meeting. If this swing comes out correctly, it could be a very nice kill for the Vigil, but he looks at the wrong corner. It'll be the IQ who wins out the gunfight, a double kill for Drapes. Now going to push down towards the stairs. The first Candela charge goes off, catching his teammate. A little bit of damage comes out. The Maestro Cam dealing quite a bit of damage into these attackers, but a nice shot from Joshinator to take out the defenders, and that's going to be Sexy Ink falling to a fantastic shot from the FF2 Commando, leaving Alpha Cupcake in a 1 versus 5. Another 1v5 for Jaeger. Can he be more successful than his counterpart? Checks towards the main corridor. There's a player holding the angle, and he gets a lovely headshot taking out the first. The plant is coming down behind the shelves, and it's not going to be able to find the second, and that's going to be a 8-1 sweep for SAD. I did not see an 8-1 coming out from this game. I expected it to be a lot closer. I wasn't quite sure who would take it, but I definitely expected this to go potentially even to overtime. Safe Space had a fantastic showing from their first game, but just weren't able to pull it together for the second one.
That was a game and a half. Oh my god. Very interesting.
That was
I
very
also
interesting.
did not expect that to go that one-sided.
It almost looked like SAD were ready for the map, and Safe Space just didn't see it coming. That's how it feels. I don't think there was enough preparation done from Safe Space for this map, and maybe for this matchup at all. It's worrying to say, but it could almost be an occasion of them just not expecting SAD to be this strong. So,
Yeah.
never quite know.
I feel like them playing against MSG, they just weren't prepared because they probably didn't see any like VODs or anything of MSG.
Yeah, I think that's definitely likely. I think when you don't know who you're up against, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to prepare and it's more about that point, just focusing on your own play and your own setups and making sure that your defaults are as strong as they can be. I think there could be a little bit of unpreparedness from SAD in their first game, but they really bounced back, and that is a statement to the rest of the league. If you see that as one of the other 5 teams, 4 teams, I guess, as Safe Space just had to feel it firsthand. If you are one of the other 4 teams watching this game now, you are worried. You do not want to play a SAD team on form.
Yeah, definitely. I can agree with that one. Wow. So, if you stick around for a good 45 minutes, there'll be another game.
Yeah.
It is Shavatan versus Mindset.
Yes, Sabotage Mindset. I have to be honest, I see Mindset taking this game fairly comfortably. Shabatan didn't have a fantastic performance on match day 1, but saying that, neither did SAD. And so it's all more than likely that we see a lovely sweep around. Could we see 2 of the weaker performing teams from match day number 1 come back and show their true worth on number 2? You'll have to stick around. We'll be back after a slightly extended break due to the speed at which that game was played out. But when we are back, we will be seeing Shavatan versus Mindset. So, it should be a great game. You do not want to miss it, so make sure you're back in time for that.